It should be required viewing for anyone who buys a home to watch the Tom Hanks classic, The Money Pit, just because of scenes like this.
How long do you think all that'll take?
2 weeks.
Really? Yeah, that's all. When do you think you could start?
Just as soon as your check clears.
Well, couldn't you at least...
Oh, man. While we might not be writing as many checks these days, there are still plenty of hidden costs when buying a home that you might not be ready for. So here to give us a heads up, we welcome back Julie and Daniel DeRoche from DeRoche Realty Group and Coldwell Banker Burnett. Hi, you guys. I might dispute that. I wrote tons of checks. I've been writing checks left and
Old
right.
school checks?
Yes.
Oh, fun.
Lots of people require checks when you are buying and selling. So we just bought and we sold, and you guys helped us sell our house, which was absolutely fabulous.
Thank
so
you.
Julie and Daniel got to see like how the sausage is made at our house. They
Oh,
got
I
to see
think they
like
know
the
all
full
things
stress.
about you and your family that no one else would ever know.
They got to see the no makeup discussions, all the
It
stuff.
was all wonderful.
Oh, yes, it always is.
You guys are fabulous. So let's talk about some of these hidden costs, though, because when people look at what they want to get in a new house, they're looking at what the sticker price of the house is or what they're going to offer for. And then I think we forget a lot about all those extra things. So closing costs are a big thing, Julie, and they can add up fast. So what kind of stuff do we need to be prepared for?
They can, and if you're not working with the right realtor or the right lender, the lender should be telling you about these things up front. But I meet with so many people, and they've already met with a lender, and we sit down, and I say, have you talked about closing costs? And they kind of look at me with like this look on their face, like, closing costs?
Yeah.
Like, yeah, we need to factor those in. So it's stuff like title fees, appraisal costs. You're going to have mortgage insurance if you're, depending on how much you're putting down.
Sure.
Your fees will be less if you're doing a cash transaction. But it's just really, you need to educate yourself up front with your lender about those.
And then some of those things that at least we were kind of surprised about, which, I mean, we expected costs, but were the home inspection costs that don't have anything to do with closing that you have to get right away for both your new house and your old house.
Yeah, the inspector wants to be paid at the inspection.
That's
so
where
a
I
lot
wrote the check.
Go figure.
Yeah.
A lot of times they think that that can just be rolled in the closing
That's usually
costs,
what,
but
500-ish
it
around
can
there?
be anywhere from 300 all the way up to 1,200, 1,300,
Is that
depending
dependent on the kind of inspector that you get or the kind of property that they're inspecting?
more like the kind of property and what you need inspected.
Size of inspection, and then what types of inspection, because you can have just a general home inspection, but then you can have a stucco test, radon test, sewer line tests. There's so many different inspections that can happen. It can get over $2,000 depending on what you're doing.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Okay, maintenance and repairs is another thing that we want to look at. So, Daniel, where are some of the things that we're thinking about when you get into your home? This is what has happened to us in the last week. It was like so dreamy, it was amazing, and then I was like, oh,
so that's that.
So
and
that's that.
that's
What
that looks
happens
like.
to people when they first get in?
Well, hopefully, if you did your inspection right, you've pre-negotiated or at least understood what you're getting into. But it can be all kinds of things from, shingles. Like if your roof is, 12 or 15 years old, you have to plan for that in the future. Chimneys, like tuck pointing on chimneys, and landscaping maintenance. Simple things like garage door openers fail, dishwashers fail, furnaces, air conditioning, having that stuff cleaned. You should have that stuff surfaced frequently. Water heaters. The list goes on and on and on.
Julie, you think something will fail in the first year generally? if
It
you're buying a
always
house?
does.
Yeah,
It does.
yeah.
Garage door openers are the #1 failure on the day of closing, I'll tell you that.
Oh, is that right?
Wait, how come this button doesn't work? Is it a doorbell? No.
There are warranties, too, that you can get that cover some things, but I would imagine that there are a lot of smaller repairs that just don't fall under those warranties.
There are, and I think especially if you're coming from renting, I mean, it's
everything's
just
taken care of.
Yeah,
Not ready.
You can't call your landlord up and have them come out and fix that
You
or
are the
pay for
landlord.
it.
You are your new landlord.
We get a lot of those calls. So this just broke. What do we do? Oh boy. Well, here's the right people to talk to. Fortunately, if you're working with somebody that actually has a good group of people around them, as you've probably already experienced, we have so many amazing people around us that can help with all those things. So
Call everyone they recommend, just
Yes.
FYI, because that's what I did. I was just calling everyone you recommend. Let's talk about new construction, though, because, we bought a 100-year-old home. It is 100 years old, and it's like 100-year-old house problems. That's the things that come along with it. But then you hear stories about people who buy brand new homes, Julie, and they still have stuff that they have to deal with. So what do you want to think about there?
Yeah, a lot of things people don't think about are blinds, window treatments. A lot of times when a house is already lived in, that person's already installed blinds. blinds can be super expensive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no kidding.
Decks and patios, most new construction homes don't include that stuff.
A lot of new construction too, you'll also see nothing but dirt. And so if you want grass to be green at any point, you got to pay to get sod put down.
Yeah.
And a sprinkler before that. Otherwise, good luck with your watering.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It adds up.
Sheds and things like that. So just
Fences.
because you're going new construction doesn't mean that it's all handled.
No, I mean, it's great because you won't have to worry about that water heater going out or those things that the wear and tear items, they're all brand new. But like a lot of them don't include washers and dryers.
Yeah.
So you may have your kitchen appliances, but you have to factor in
There's an
purchasing a
extra
washer and dryer.
$2,000. Were you even thinking about that? $2,000. We're going to need that from you if you ever want to wash your clothes again.
Yeah, I found out that mine has a real tiny washer. Oh, just a couple sheets in there.
Oh,
How
is that right?
charming.
Oh, the lightweight is charming. Anything from an old house. Oh, it's charming. I
It's
love
so
that.
fun. It's just so charming.
Cozy means small. Charming means old.
That's the truth. Some other maintenance things to think about: snow removal, gutter clean out, things like that that you need to put into your budget for that home.
Yeah, if you've never had a lawn or a sprinkler system has to be blown out in the fall.
We encourage all of our clients really make a to-do list, a yearly to-do list. Like a lot of people don't think even about the blowing out of the sprinkler system or the turning off of the water spigots. We get calls, and when it starts freezing, people say, "I have a water leak in my basement." And one of the first questions I ask is, "Did you turn off your outside spigots before the cold? Because
Yeah.
that'll freeze in your wall and crack." And yeah, you got it. We've come up with some pretty good checklists over the years, and there's some really great companies out there that actually will do that for you, like spring maintenance and fall maintenance. But reach out to us, we can get you a list that's easy.
Boy, then you're not just paying for or repairs rather, you're paying for peace of mind. And that
Amen.
goes a really long way, especially when you've committed a lot of money to move into a new place.
Thanks a lot, you
Absolutely.
guys.
Thank you.
Good advice. Okay, if you want to minimize or avoid the hidden money sucks, Julie and Daniel would love to help. You can head to TwinCitiesLive.com for a link to the DeRoche Realty Group with Coldwell Banker Burnett, and a big thanks to them for sponsoring Twin Cities Live.
When you